trends for the start of the season.
Sales bonanza. This is the week to save big as stores clear out inventory. How and where to cash in on some great deals.
Outdoor pest prevention. How to keep mosquitoes, bees, and flies from disrupting your backyard barbecue. What's new starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to What's New. It is now 5 p.m. in Northeast Ohio. Jay is off. Romney is in. And we are going to have quite an hour ahead, aren't we?
Yes, we have a lot of things to cover. Always great to join you here, Betsy. And let's start with, of course, the thing we always start with, coronavirus.
That's right. There were 1,236 new cases reported today. That's an increase of 126 more new cases than yesterday. 15 new deaths have been reported, along with 55 hospitalizations. There are now more than 1,000 people in the hospital with COVID-19 in Ohio as of today. 78 of Ohio's 88 counties have had a coronavirus death, and the median age for those who've died here in the state is 80. Well, of course, coronavirus is impacting every single aspect of our life, and more businesses got into some trouble this weekend for violating health orders that are in place for restaurants. State agents cited 8 Ohio establishments over the weekend, 4 of them right here in Cleveland. Brandon Simmons tells us the penalties they could face. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Betsy. Yeah, the governor investigators would be looking for businesses that are violating those health orders. And as you said, they did find 4 right here in Cleveland. This weekend, they found 2 in the warehouse district and 2 others also in the flats. Now, it appears that the most egregious violator would be Club Paradise. That's an adult entertainment venue in the warehouse district. And you can see in these images, it shows people packed inside. Investigators said there were more than 150 people inside in direct contact with one another. Now, they were cited Friday night and again on Saturday night. Now, the other 3 places to get citations over the weekend were Rumor in the warehouse district, Forward Day nightclub, and Dante's Inferno, both of those in the flats. Now, Dante Bacuzzi responded by saying they're doing their best and that they can to follow the rules.
We've added more security, more off-duty police officers who basically go around and tell people to sit down and, you need to stay in your seats. Like I said, it's the flats and the peak of its season, and it's a hot, beautiful day, and people migrate there. And there's not many places open at the moment.
Now, he also says that the restaurant has never received a citation in the past and that they'll do more to make sure they are in compliance in the future. Now, management at Forward declined to comment, and Club Paradise has yet to respond to our request. And we just learned about Rumor literally just an hour ago from state investigators. Now, these violations, they are a big deal because if these restaurants don't follow the rules, they actually stand to face big fines. They have to go in front of the Liquor Control Commission. And also, if they don't follow the rules, they could actually have their liquor permits suspended or even revoked, Betsy. So this is a big deal and could affect their business in a big way moving forward if they don't get into compliance.
It definitely is a big deal. And, they're kind of stuck in the middle of everybody wants to go out and have a good time and get back to normal and the state cracking down. I mean, I can't believe that literally they are hiring cops to tell people to get back in their seats. That's over and above, I think. So what are you going to do at this point? We just have to wait and see how it goes. All right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've asked what they can do, and they say there's not a whole lot. It's like herding cats is how some people have put it. But again, yeah, very important that they follow the rules as best they can.
All right. Well, we'll continue to follow this story for sure. Thanks, Brandon. Romney?
Well, just about every industry right now is dealing with pretty significant changes because of the pandemic. This week, lawmakers are back in Washington, D.C. to negotiate yet another stimulus package to boost our economy. Locally, some industries are still nowhere close to being back where they were before the pandemic, while others are seeing positive growth. PNC senior economist Bill Adams says businesses are starting to transition from treating the pandemic as a temporary interruption to an ongoing issue. Although he says retail sales in June are almost back to where they were a year earlier, but spending has still changed.
People are buying much more at big box stores, much more at grocery stores, much less spending at restaurants, less spending at department stores.
We're still operating at 50% with 100% expenses.
Now, she and her husband both work in the hospitality industry. They own Valley Cafe in Akron and Wadsworth. Nicole believes that it will take more than a year to get back to where they originally were financially. Also, starting today, some nursing homes started allowing outdoor visits as long as certain safety measures are in place. But for people like Natalie Corriveau, they still can't see their loved ones. You see, Natalie's grandmother is in a dementia facility that's on lockdown so that those residents don't wander away by accident. Corriveau hasn't seen her grandmother since March of this year, but she's hopeful she'll get to soon.
So you still won't be able to get in because they don't have any outside space that's, I guess, fenced in or whatnot. As of right now, as it stands, we won't be able to visit yet. But looking forward to hopefully, as long as numbers are good, having the restriction lifted.
Before nursing homes allow outdoor visits, they're being told to consider the number of cases in their facility and in their community, as well as their staffing levels to be appropriate and access to personal protective equipment.
Well, Major League Baseball is gearing up for the start of their season later this week, and NFL players will be reporting to training camps across the league, including in Berea for the Browns. But the owners and players have not figured everything out for camp and the upcoming season. Voice of the Browns, Jimmy Donovan, joins us live with where things stand now. Jimmy?
Well, I'll tell you what, Betsy, if you go by the calendar and the way the NFL wants the calendar to read, the NFL rookies, the Browns rookies to be specific, would be in Berea at training camp at the end of this week. And then the full Browns roster would be in training camp next week. The target date would be July 28th. But there's a long road to get to Berea right now because of issues between the NFL Players Association and the league. They do not have a written agreement in place on health, safety, and economic protocols, although there has been some progress made within the last hour, and it's a big issue too. The NFL has agreed to conduct daily COVID testing. That's going to last for a minimum of 2 weeks, and then that can be adjusted. That's a big concern to the players, how much testing they would get, and then more importantly, how quickly they would get those results back. The second big issue is this, the preseason schedule. The owners initially wanted 4 games. They cut that down to 2. The players don't want to play any preseason games. They want to conduct training, football contact drills, and then take it up to the start of the regular season. The owners are willing to come down to 1 preseason game, but that's a hurdle they have to get over. Then the third big obstacle is going to be this, and that is going to be the economic losses that the owners are going to take this year because of loss of revenue, ticket revenue, reduced seating capacity if they have any seating capacity at any of the games. The way the owners want to attack that is that they want to cut the salary cap down. In other words, they would spend less and they wouldn't be forced to spend more, and that would translate into lower salaries across the board, and the players want nothing to do with that. These are all attainable right now. It is a negotiation. The interesting thing, Betsy, is this to me. This hit pandemic stage back in March. The NFL has had a lot of time, a luxury of a lot of time to get these issues all ironed out. And whereas we criticize baseball for quibbling and squabbling over money, it seems we're doing the same thing with the NFL right now. It's a really strange situation that they took it right up to the deadline to try and get all of these things ironed out. But as of right now, the Browns expect to have their rookies in at the end of the week and the full roster next week. Unless the NFL Players Association says no agreement, we're not going to show up.
Well, Jimmy, let me ask you this. Do you think the NFL, the league itself, the players and the owners are looking at what MLB is doing and what the NBA is doing? Is there any correlation between the different franchises?
Yeah, I think so, especially Major League Baseball, Betsy, because remember, Major League Baseball, outdoor sport, also testing rapidly and testing as many times as they possibly can do. And the other thing Major League Baseball is doing, they are traveling. They're traveling to other cities. And that's a thing that the NFL players are worried about right now. How are we going to travel? Now, remember this, the big difference between the NFL and Major League Baseball, much bigger rosters. During training camp, the Browns will have 90 players in camp. Once they get down, it will be in the mid-50s, close to 60 players. Baseball rosters much smaller than that. So there is a window that the NFL is looking at. How is Major League Baseball going to pull this off? And maybe we'll have to adjust to what we're thinking to how they're doing it if they succeed. But I think, Betsy, the key thing is if the players had their world of dreams accomplished, they would have no preseason games, extended training, and maybe start the regular season a little bit later than what it's scheduled on paper, the first or second week in September.
All right. Well, we know you're going to be on top of it for us. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for that insight. We'll talk to you again pretty soon. Romney?
Time now for a check of the rest of today's top headlines. My favorite 3 News anchor, Russ Mitchell, is here and joins us for that. Hey, Russ.
Wow, Romney, thank you so much. Checks in the mail. Really appreciate that. Here's what is happening. Former Ohio Governor John Kasich is expected to speak at the Democratic National Convention next month. The Republican will speak on behalf of Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, and he may not be the only one. The Associated Press reports several high-profile Republicans may join the former vice president. A Cleveland police officer is recovering after being shot on Cleveland's 81st Street overnight. The police union says the officer was not seriously injured. 3 men were taken away in handcuffs, but no charges have been filed. Another emotional day in Washington as black bunting was added above the Capitol office door of the late Congressman John Lewis. Black ribbons were also placed over Lewis's nameplate and the Georgia seal outside of his office. The civil rights legend died on Friday at the age of 80. And local small businesses got a gift today from Team NEO, PPE safety toolkits donated by Jobs Ohio. 4,500 kits were available to businesses with fewer than 100 employees to help them stay safe and protected while they follow the state's pandemic safety guidelines. And that is all at 5 o'clock. Now to my best buddy, my new best buddy, Romney.
Go.
Thank you so much.
Love to hear it. Thanks, Russ. We'll see you at 5:30.
Well, Nick Francona, that's Indians manager Terry Francona's son, is making headlines for a column he wrote in GQ magazine. In it, he says that changing the Indians' name is just the start. He shoots down the idea that the push to pick a new name is coming from a small group of social justice warriors, but something Native Americans have wanted for decades. He called the team out for doing nothing about fan taunting toward Native Americans. He also wrote that they should consider transferring ownership of the Chief Wahoo trademark to a nonprofit like Not Your Mascots. That group raises awareness about the harmful effects of Native American children on sporting teams appropriating their names and symbols. Well, new mega sale that we're changing directions now. That is your Money Monday. Danielle is going to tell us why it's not like your typical summer sales events.
And later, why one recent birth at the Cleveland Clinic is nothing short of a medical miracle. And speaking of miracles, we're getting a little bit of a break from the extreme heat. Matt, what's coming up in the forecast?
Hi, Romney. Sunshine beating down on us here in Northeast Ohio after a rough 24 hours with the storms yesterday. But we've got more storms in the forecast as we go throughout the week. We'll take a look at those coming up in the forecast.
Welcome back. It's time for Money Monday, and good news if you're looking for some summer deals, and who doesn't love shopping? Amazon may have canceled Prime Day this year, but there is a mega savings event coming up. As 3 News consumer investigator Danielle Serino tells us, it's not on the typical products found in July sales.
Shop Incredible Supervised during Macy's President's Day sale.
We didn't see many of these this season.
Rooms to Go Memorial Day sale is here.
Nor these. And the ever-entertaining Black Friday may not be so funny this year.
I'm so nervous about being around people.
While retail sales were up more than 7% last month, researchers say foot traffic to stores decreased by 43% during the week ending last Wednesday.
How easy is saving money with Retail Me Not?
But Retail Me Not is trying to change that. The company, which finds coupons and alerts shoppers to deals, is holding the Rebound with Retail Me Not mega savings event.
We're trying to help shoppers save money and then also help retailers really rebound and get back on their feet.
The 4-day event, which starts Thursday, is offering deals from at least 100 retailers in categories that are typically not on sale in the summer, as well as up to 20% cash back on purchases.
Think electronics, think cosmetics, think fashion, think everything in between, camping supplies, things for cars.
And for those who don't shop online, malls are pulling out stops to lure in shoppers while keeping them safe, like at Legacy Village in Lyndhurst.
It's become pretty clear that people are more comfortable being outside. So we're really trying to do things to encourage people to come and spend outside at Legacy Village with the hope that while they're there, they'll visit our retailers, they'll visit our restaurants.
They've started something called DORA, or Designated Outdoor Refreshment Area, where you can take cocktails from any restaurant and walk around the village. They've also added seating and parking.
So people can pull right up, they're marked. It makes it really easy for people to, place an order online and then just pull up and they'll bring it right out to your car.
All of this coming just in time to put money in people's pockets in case the rise in COVID cases send our economy back in reverse. Danielle Serino, 3 News.
I kind of like that. It's almost like take your husband or your fiance and let him go have a drink while you go and shop. That's a win-win right there.
It's kind of like having the seat outside the dressing room. It just works. They know what they're doing, obviously.
Exactly. Clearly a good strategy for them.
Right? And, when the weather's great, outdoor shopping, so easy. You do a little window shopping, figure out what you want and whatnot. And, of course, our weather has been cooperating so far this summer. Matt Wins has played a critical role in all of that. As we know, we've had such a variety of temperatures and clouds and all that good stuff. So, Matt, today we're going to give you a weather word, and that weather word is assortment.
Ooh, good one.
Ah, nice assortment. That makes me think of Girl Scout cookies for some reason, but I've also had 18 snacks today, so that could be why I'm going that route. All right, so we'll fit assortment in there. I hope you guys both enjoyed your weekend. We had some rough weather across Northeast Ohio yesterday. Lots of trees down, power lines down. Let the cleanup begin across the area today, but it was really just our northern tier of counties. If we take the summer as a whole, I want to talk 90 degree days to start. We averaged 9 90-degree days here across Northeast Ohio for the entire summer. That is how many we've had in the month of July so far. So yeah, we're trending a little warmer here as we go throughout the June and July months. We average 9 days for the whole summer, and we've had 12 so far if you add up those for June. So it has been a, comparatively speaking, hot summer. And today, much less humid than where we've been. Boy, I don't want to say quite comfortable, but it's better than yesterday. We've got temperatures that were in the upper 80s, Akron down towards Dover. Meanwhile, a nice breeze off the lake, keeping us near 80 degrees or so. Some low 80s across our lakeshore counties where we had much of those thunderstorms yesterday with some of the wind damage. The dew points have come down a little bit. They're still kind of hodgepodgey. We've got some areas of humidity, but it is much drier than yesterday. You can see that tropical air is not far off, but we are in a pretty nice place on the weather map as we continue to usher in at least some temporary relief. A couple high-passing clouds across the area today. That's about it. You can see the bigger picture, all the showers and thunderstorms down to the south with yesterday's tropical air. That's along a boundary, but wouldn't you know it, that boundary will come back in here as we go throughout your Tuesday and Wednesday, and the humidity and shower and thunderstorm chances will return as well. Your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast, not much of an assortment of temperatures tonight. Most of us will fall back near 70 degrees or so. Tomorrow morning, waking up, we're going to have a little bit muggier of a feel to the the atmosphere. You can see the clouds building in. This is that warm front approaching the area. It may trigger some showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. I don't think they'll be too widespread, but again, plan for some rainfall perhaps as we go throughout the afternoon, especially with that heating of the day. By tomorrow night, most everything should come to an end. And then Wednesday, I think that's our better chance of rain this week. So isolated tomorrow, I've got us with scattered storms on Wednesday as an area low pressure kind of rotates through the Great Lakes. Pretty similar setup to Sunday. We'll see how it evolves, but we could see some stronger thunderstorms out of that. Again, it depends on what happens Tuesday and Tuesday night, and that'll set the stage for Wednesday. But in terms of the muggy meter, we are in the humid category all the way through the week, as you'd expect to end the month of July. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. You can see no big 90s on there this week. We should stay in the 80s for the most part. Shower and thunderstorm chances throughout the week. And then as we approach the weekend, that's when the ridge builds back in, and that'll bring us back up into the 90s. Romney and Betsy.
All right, a little bit of a cool off there. Welcome for many people.
Yeah, that's right, certainly. Well, we'll get some heat back in here pretty soon. Romney, never fear. Winter is still a few months off. So
yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm good right now. I'm good right where I am. Thank you.
Soak it in.
All right, coming up, Tom Hanks. Yes, that Tom Hanks and his shout out to Lakewood. We'll play it for you next when we check in with what's clicking in Cleveland. But first, let's make you smarter before we head to break. Is COVID causing a coin shortage? Articles like these claim that pocket change is becoming more scarce. So we checked with the Federal Reserve, and they say that we can verify the mint slowed production to protect employees, and that's led to lower supplies and circulation. They're working now to increase the supply.
Yep. Hi, it's time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. For that, we bring in our digital chick, Stephanie.
All right, everybody, it's time to see what's clicking in Cleveland. And for that, we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Hi, Stephanie. Happy Monday to you.
Hi, Betsy. Happy Monday. This is a really happy Monday. We have a great story to start off with. A second baby has been born with the help of a uterus transplant at the Cleveland Clinic, and now they are looking for new patients to continue that trial. So this is baby Cole. The clinic just announced that he was born to mom Michelle in March, who is 31, and she carried baby Cole during her pregnancy in a transplanted uterus. Now, a uterus could have to be removed for several reasons, and it's rare, but it's also possible to be born without one. So now the clinic is looking for 10 women between the ages of 21 and 39 to keep this transplant trial going. So incredible that this is happening right here in our own backyard. Speaking of that, Tom Hanks is shouting out a neighborhood right in our own backyard. He did that last night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert while completely avoiding telling everyone where he has been quarantining.
If you stick a pin in any town USA, say Lakewood, Ohio, and draw a 6-inch circle around it, I'm somewhere outside that 6-inch circle.
Okay, good, good. Lakewood, quality people there in Lakewood, Ohio.
Home of the Great Lake Shakespeare Festival, intern class in 1977.
That's him right there during his time in Lakewood with the theater. I'll tell you what, that Northeast Ohio just stays with you, and obviously especially for Tom Hanks. Now, our theme today is what's happening right in our own backyard, and this is pretty cool. Our WKYC app has just launched a brand new feature called Near Me, where you can see stories that are happening in your area and also share photos and videos with us happening right where you are. So you download the app or update it, and you'll see Near Me at the bottom right. So tap on that, you'll see stories geotagged on the map, or you tap Share with Us to send us things that we can share on TV and online. So just tell us about it, upload it, submit it, and then we've got it. This is a super fast, easy way to send us photos and videos right from your phone, Betsy. No messing around with email or anything like that. Couldn't be easier to help us share your stories on Channel 3.
I love it. And I'll tell you what, it becomes a critical part of storm coverage when we get photos in. I know we tell everybody, like, this is happening, it's all radar based. We don't get confirmation except from actual people in that area, and photos are a great way to do it. And I think you nailed it. You said you either have to get the app or update it. That's a big thing. Keep that thing updated because you're going to have the best and brightest. Awesome. Great news today. Thanks, Stephanie. Appreciate it. We'll see you again in a couple minutes. Well, coming up, everybody, are Ohioans really among the most uncooperative when it comes to wearing masks? The truth behind a new study that's getting a lot of attention. Plus, what in the world is happening with Kanye West? His eyebrow-raising weekend comments with question marks now surrounding a long-shot presidential bid. And then the top 3 troublesome flying bugs of summer, and how to deal with each from the pros. We'll be right back.
Sat out on. Hey, mic check. Hey, I have you. How are you? Thank you. It's time for another check of your headlines. We say a little Laura K. Show. The man suspected. Sorry, Crane's bothering me. It's like I come back and he just wants to chat. He must have been very lonely. I know. It's, you know, it is what it is, right? Thank you. Anyway, Crane, so.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Welcome back, everybody, to What's New. It's now 5:30, and Romney is joining me. Jay is off today. So, Romney, you know our tradition.
Yep.
5:30, we like to start with some good news. So, Romney, tell me something good.
I came prepared. I'm ready for this. But instead of inspiration for the soul today, how about some inspiration for the stomach?
Ooh, I like that.
S'mores. They're a favorite for
Yes.
fireside chefs everywhere, right? We've all eaten them. But one of the biggest issues that has really annoyed me is when the chocolate doesn't melt fully. Just messes the whole thing up. Well, Cleveland's own celebrity chef Michael Simon has a solution.
After you melt the marshmallow, you build the s'mores, you put it in foil, return to fire so you have properly melted chocolate with your s'mores, not a melted marshmallow and a hard chunk of chocolate.
Is it that simple? Really? There you have it. It's a little different. You just need a little bit of foil with your s'more. Betsy, would you try that?
I will try anything with s'more. Bottom line, it's fantastic. So, are you a burnt marshmallow person, or are you
just a gooey? I'm a gooey marshmallow kind of
gooey
person.
Marshmallow.
Not
See,
burnt.
that's the way I am too. And if you get that chocolate on top of the marshmallow, the way thermodynamics works, you're going to have a little conduction coming out from the marshmallow into the chocolate. So I think the thing is actually patience rather than foil, because if you eat it right away.
Well, I don't know about thermodynamics, but I know that the gooier the better, and if it melts, I like it.
It's pretty much just a big word I threw in just to throw it.
There you go.
Why not, right? Thanks so much, Romney. Now that's going to be on the menu this week for sure. Thanks. All right, our top talker today. A new study says Ohio is among the least cooperative states when it comes to face masks.
I didn't think we were that bad. Well, our interactive poll today asks, should there be a statewide mask mandate in Ohio? Thousands of you already weighed in on our website, WKYC.com/vote now. You can still weigh in. Monica Robbins joins us now. Monica, I want to know if this study is legit, and how do they know Ohioans aren't cooperative?
Well, I'm not sure I'd call it a study. Let me start there. Well, a lot of news organizations are reporting this, including us. I could not find the actual data, nor could I find a post about it on the website that supposedly did it. So the gist of this, though, is the website Survival at Home tracked mask-related Twitter hashtags over 30 days. These are anti-masks, such as no mask, burn your mask, anti-mask, and I will not comply. And they looked at 150,000 tweets and could tell what state the tweet came from with geotagging. So Arizona, Nevada, and Florida had the most anti-mask tweets. Ohio came in at number 9. And what we don't know, though, is if they counted individual tweets or if one person may have tweeted those hashtags quite a bit in the last 30 days. And were they counted as more than one? We just don't know. Bottom line, what we do know is that there are people in Ohio who are not thrilled about masks, but apparently the study also found that there were more pro-mask tweets anyway. And you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and Twitter, as you well know, is full of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting that you said Florida and Arizona, because they're two of the top states with the most cases. There may be something to that.
Fun one. All right, Monica, I have a question for you now. The people who are opposed to wearing masks have said that the masks actually are unhealthy to wear. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, there can be some health risks for some people. The CDC says nobody under age 2, nobody with a breathing problem, or if you're unconscious or incapacitated, obviously, should not wear them. The type of mask matters. Leave the N95 heavy-duty respirators to the healthcare workers because they need them, and those who need them for their jobs as well, like construction workers and such. All the average person needs is a cloth covering that's thick enough that you can't see through it, or one of those disposable hospital type ones that you can get at your local drugstore. Now, your mask needs to cover your nose and mouth and be fitted well, but not so tight that it's going to leave indentations on your face. And please, I've seen so much of this. Please don't litter. Throw them away properly. And remember, healthcare workers have worn these for years, for long hours, long before this pandemic. So, yeah, they should be fine. But yes, if you're not used to wearing one, it will take some getting used to. And it's okay to take it off when you leave a store or if you're walking to your car or when no one else is around. Just make sure you sanitize your hands before and after whenever you need to touch it.
Another question for you, because some people, might be wondering, how often are we actually supposed to wear those masks? Wash them, I should say.
Wash them? Yeah, good question. Reusable cloth masks like these should be washed after every use. Each use, you can wash them in your laundry, use the warm water or hot water setting, air dry it in direct sunlight if possible, or you can put it in the dryer on the hot setting. And remember, again, wash your hands before and after you touch it. I have about 8 of these that I rotate. And if you can, it's a good idea to keep at least one or maybe those disposable ones in your car, just in case you forget one. That actually happened to me the other day. I used it and I forgot to replace it and walked in somewhere and didn't have my mask and had to leave.
Right?
So,
well, today
yeah,
I came
some
into work.
stores are very serious about the masks.
Yeah. I came into work and I kind of tried to quickly put the mask on, and it was askew, and the whole way up the steps, every time I would breathe out, I was breathing in my own ear, and then it kind of started to feel like an inappropriate phone call. I was like, oh, kind of got the heebie-jeebies. So yeah, you have to work with it a little bit to get it in the right place for sure. Monica, yet again, our bastion of knowledge. Thank you so much for joining us. We have missed having you on here, girlfriend.
Sure. Yeah, had a whole week off, and the heat left me sitting at home doing nothing. So thanks, Betsy. I appreciate it.
Well, now you can stay at home and do something.
I'm blaming you.
You can work. There you go. All right. Thanks, Mon.
Yes.
Talk again. All right, now it's time for another check of your headlines. We're going to say hello again to the beautiful Laura Queso. Hi there, Laura.
Hello to the beautiful Betsy. Let's get to it. Yeah, the man suspected of killing a federal judge's son and shooting her husband has been found dead in New York, and investigators believe he took his own life. The man's body was found in the Catskills. Investigators now are trying to determine whether the gun found near his body was used in the shootings. The man may have been disguised as a delivery driver when he knocked on the door of a Judge Esther Salas. Authorities believe her husband answered the door and was shot multiple times. Her 20-year-old came running to help and was also shot. He died at the hospital. The judge was in the basement at the time and was not hurt. More positive news on the vaccine front for you. Oxford University says it's having success with a vaccine developed by AstraZeneca. The vaccine did produce an antibody response in hundreds of participants, and the response was even greater in patients who got a booster. The World Health Organization responded by saying this is good news, but there is still a long way to go here. A LeBron James rookie trading card has sold for $1.8 million at auction, which is a new record. Bidding started at $150,000 during the 26-day auction. The card features LeBron in a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform during the 2003 season. It was one of only 23 produced and is autographed. It also includes a piece of James's jersey. It's a lot of money.
Jeez, my understanding is that the old record was 923,000, so they got a steal back that last time.
Exactly, what a deal. And a lucky person who now has an autographed card today.
And a piece of his jersey. Wow, just doesn't get better than that. All right, it's 5:38. We'll see you coming up at the top of the hour for What Matters Most.
A dangerous trend is picking up steam on the social media app TikTok. It's called the Benadryl Challenge. What happens in these videos is people will take multiple pills of the allergy medicine in an apparent attempt to get high or hallucinate. Now, sometimes the pills are also mixed with energy drinks. But what these young people aren't taking into account is the health risks that go along with that. You don't just get drowsy and loopy. Too much of it can impact your heart rate, cause a seizure, or even put you into a coma.
These kids weren't taking it to harm themselves. They watched a video and it told them exactly how many milligrams to take, and they wanted to try it and see how it made them feel. Be hyper aware of what your kids are doing and what they're involved in.
Now, if you're like me, you're thinking, why would they do this? But keep in mind, these types of things come up as kids embrace the number of likes and views on social media. as a sign of social validation. But flat out, kids, this is dumb. Don't do it. It's not safe. You wouldn't want to go into a seizure or a coma just to get likes on social media. There's a limit there, Betsy.
There is a limit, but you know, there does come a point at a certain age where they are invincible.
I know.
Not going to happen to me.
And they know it all.
And they know it all, and this happens. So it's something you have to start early with kids. Medicine that needs to be respected.
Right.
And it's tough because, you know, they want to try something new and be crazy.
No, especially now when they're not interacting with each other physically like they normally do. It's like virtual, so let me do something on TikTok to get more likes, and this one's just not worth it, though. Do a dance. Do a dance for us instead.
Please do a dance. We'd love to see you dance.
Exactly. Do a dance. Don't take Benadryl.
Right? You look
that's
a lot
good
better
try.
dancing than in a coma.
That's true.
Just saying. All right, thanks.
All right, coming up, the new project from voice coaches Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani that's getting them back in the game. And yes, we're going to talk about Kanye too. I know. That's all coming up in your pop break.
So Matt, what's been happening outside in the weather department?
Hi there, Betsy. Lower humidity today. I think we can all agree that's a good thing after where we've been over the last 24 hours. But the humidity and the storm chances ramp back up in our forecast. I've got your next 7 days for you coming up.
Cue the music, and now you know what time it is. Your daily dose of pop culture is here, and here is Stephanie Haney with your pop break.
In a shocking turn of events, Kanye West is not out of the 2020 presidential race as previously reported. The rapper held an unconventional rally in Charleston, South Carolina Sunday night where he turned heads with 2020 shaved into his hair and negative comments about historical icon Harriet Tubman.
Well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
At the rally, Kanye traded in his signature Yeezy apparel for what looked like a bulletproof vest and suggested that to end abortion, all parents should be given $1 million. As of today, we know the rapper did not make the cut to appear on the South Carolina ballot. Sorry, Ye. Late registration won't work for you this time. Rap icon Nicki Minaj has just announced that she's expecting her first child with husband and fellow rapper Zoo, aka Kenneth Petty. Nikki shared the exciting news by posting baby bump pics with the caption #Preggers and love, marriage, baby carriage. She says she's overflowing with excitement and gratitude. After first teasing about a possible pregnancy over Twitter in May, now she's thanking everyone for their well wishes. One of the cutest Hollywood couples around is doing their part to make 2020 just a little bit better. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton announced this morning on the Today Show that they're releasing a brand new quarantine-inspired song together, sharing a sneak peek ahead of Friday's release.
I could be happy anywhere. I could be happy anywhere with you.
The song is called Happy Anywhere, and the duo will be performing it live on Today on Friday morning. Everything's great for Gwen and Blake, but maybe not so much for Kim Kardashian West and Kanye, because a source told People that Kim is not happy with his comments from that rally, and she wants him to keep their personal life out of his campaign. Now, at this point, we know that he will not show up on every state's ballot, Betsy and Romney, but we could see him on the ballot here in Ohio, because our deadline for independent candidates is not until August 5th to file.
Here's the thing. Kanye is not serious. He is having a mental breakdown before our eyes, and I don't even think it's entertaining or funny anymore. Kim needs to get him some actual help, you know?
You're not alone in thinking that. There are a lot of people who are saying the same thing, but his campaign staff has reportedly said that he is taking this seriously, and there are enough states that are still out there that if he swept them, he could get enough votes to win. There's more than 270 votes at play right now.
Interesting times we're in.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it, right? That's all we can do at this point, certainly. All right, Stephanie, thank you so much for that report. Well, we turn now to the forecast because things have cleared out nicely. Had a beautiful day today, a little cooler. Everybody got a chance to breathe a little bit outside, but Matt, that isn't going to be sticking around very long, right?
Yeah, no pun intended. Let's see what you did there, Betsy, with the sticking around. For sure, yeah, we've got humidity coming back into the forecast. Get outside this evening, enjoy the breath of fresh air. It's really not for all of us. Some of our southern communities still seeing some humidity. In fact, we made it up to 90 degrees today in New Philadelphia. So there's that for our folks down in the south. The high temperatures the past 7 days, though, look like this. You could see last Monday was pretty nice, right? We were up in the 70s, low 80s on Tuesday, and then we stepped things up, and we've had 6 days in a row now of above average temperatures, including the 95 officially at Hopkins on Saturday, 93 yesterday. So today does feel pretty nice, but we still made it up to 87 degrees. Akron, Canton, same thing for you in Mansfield. You see Dover, New Philly sitting at 90 degrees today for a high. That's where that front passed through last, and that's where it continues to be the warmest as you'd expect. We've got a nice breeze off the lake, though, so we're in the low 80s, our lakeshore counties, mid 80s, and even upper 80s as you get down towards the south. The humidity is slowly coming down, though. This is going to continue to kind of bottom out tonight, and then we're going to start to build it back as we go throughout the daytime tomorrow as we bring a warm frontal boundary in here. But until then, enjoy the beautiful night. We've got just a couple high passing clouds. These will make way for a beautiful sunset across much of northeast Ohio. Those high clouds, those thin cirrus clouds way up in the atmosphere really do a number in terms of those sunset colors. And that slightly less humid air will stick around again through tonight and early tomorrow. In terms of summer rainfall, this is what it looks like since June 1st. That number around the bottom is the deficit that we're running. We did get some rain over the weekend. It doesn't fall evenly, so these gauges are officially at the airport locations, but we're still running about 2 inches below average in Cleveland, 3 in Akron, 4 in Mansfield. This can easily be made up with some decent thunderstorms around here. So do we have any in the forecast? Well, let's check. Your National Design hour-by-hour forecast, keeping us dry tonight as we go through the day tomorrow. Some clouds in the morning. I think maybe some showers out of that. That'll be off of some thunderstorms that'll be ongoing tonight down to the south and the west. But tomorrow afternoon, the heating of the day, and you throw a warm front in there, we do stand a chance of some bubble-up showers and thunderstorms. Most of that should come to the end tomorrow night. I think our best chance for rain this week will happen on Wednesday. That is as an area low pressure rotates through, highs in the 80s both days. But I do think we have some pretty good downpours in the forecast on Wednesday. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. You can see after that rain on Wednesday, some isolated chances on Thursday, and then we build those temperatures into the weekend. It does look dry Friday, Saturday with temps up near 90, and then perhaps low 90s next weekend. But overall, let's get the rain this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and let's do it without the severe weather, shall we?
Yeah, no doubt. We'll take all the rain we can get at this point, certainly. Thanks, Matt. Have fun. We'll see you again at 7 with Jimmy. All right, next, the 3 flying bugs that ruin your outdoor time. Ugh, I hate this story, but it's actually an interesting one to talk about. The best ways to deal with them.
And some awesome video of the rare comet passing by that'll be gone in just days.
Hey, Al. Good. How are you? Do I need to move? Okay. No, it's okay. So this way. Okay. Say that one more time. Oh, check 1 2. I'm hoping that my IFB doesn't fall out, but according to PNC's chief economist, he says there's going to be good with the bad.
Welcome back. Revisiting our interactive poll from earlier today, asking the question, should there be a statewide mask mandate in Ohio? So far, 81% of you say yes. You can keep this conversation going at WKYC.com/vote now if you haven't weighed in.
Oh, we do love to be outside here in Northeast Ohio, but sometimes things can get a little bit buggy, can't they? Bees, flies, mosquitoes, they're all around. And they can be really annoying, and they can ruin a relaxing time outside. Since we're spending more of our time in our yards during the pandemic, we turn to the experts to help you keep pests away. So let's start with my least favorite bug on the entire planet. That would be the mosquito. The experts recommend eliminating standing water because that's their breeding ground and debris around your home. We have probably tried the citronella candles. I don't know, have you guys tried those? I have. I haven't really noticed anything, but we asked John Bell with True Green if they actually work.
The premise works. Citronella does help repel them by overpowering their senses. The issue is can you actually get enough of the citronella candle out there to keep them off of you? And that's really the challenge. The same thing with the bracelets and such. They do have some effectiveness.
All right, so now we know citronella candles now need to look like George Burge's birthday cake. Lots and lots and lots of candles. All right, let's talk about the bees now. They are the pollinators, so Bell says we need to treat them well. But if you're having a bee problem, he highly recommends leaving it to the pros. If you're feeling brave, the best time to spray is at night when they are least active. And last up, flies. Black flies are just a pest. And believe it or not, the trick to keeping them away is a fan.
They don't like to fly necessarily into a fan area where the wind is kind of blowing around. They're not the super strong flyers when it comes to that.
Shoe fly pie, that's what came to my mind first. Maybe I'm hungry at this point. But Bell also recommends keeping your yard clean. It's kind of obvious probably, but you know what they say, an ounce of prevention, you can take over the rest. So Romney, I know you and Jason live in an apartment, but you do get out and about in downtown Cleveland. Near to the lake, we have the lake breeze, which kind of helps to keep things fresh. Sure does. But boy, there is that little period in the evening right about sunset or so, where that lake breeze backs off, and before the city breeze starts to go, it is still...
I was just going to say, around dusk time, you got to have the bug spray on. I certainly know. I think I step outside, and they all say, "Oh, dessert," and just kind of flock toward me.
We like you.
Yes, yes. So I got it now. I've got citronella candles. Keep a fan on me somewhere, maybe a handheld one. Hopefully that'll help.
Right? Just keep fanning myself anyway, no matter what. All right, coming up, we have some footage that you do not want to miss. This rare comet that's passing by Earth right now, Neowise. Well, we're not going to see it again in our lifetime, so we'll give you some more tips on how to see it here.
Yes. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2 3 4.
Hey, I gotcha. Mic check, 1 2 3. Good evening. I'm Laura Queso. Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I do. It's like 1:32.
All right, our Worth the Watch today takes us to Europe for a great look at the night sky. This is a time-lapse video of the comet people are calling Neowise. Actually, that's what it is called, in the overnight hours early this morning. Now, this comes to us from Switzerland. We're coming into the peak comet viewing over the next few days, and if the skies are clear here in a dark sky area, you should be able to see it with the naked eye. Now, it won't look that big. It's kind of small and distant, but if you look to the northwest, right after sunset, you should be able to catch it. One other thing, if you can find the Big Dipper, look underneath it, and that's where you should be able to see Neowise, which will be visible until the 30th. Each night, though, it will rise a little bit higher in the sky. It grows dimmer as time goes on, too. So hopefully you're going to get to see it, because the next time it's going to come around Earth is like more than 6,700 years from now.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
that's
get out there and see it. It's definitely worth it. All right, Romney, thank you for helping us out. I think Jay is supposed to be back tomorrow, but we love having you here on The 5 with us.
Thank you.
All right, well, what matters most?